That's a good win for us. They've been playing well. I felt real bad for number 24 on their team. Coming into the game, he was averaging like 13 and a half rebounds a game over the last 3 games, and I felt real bad for him. But proud of our guys. First game after final exams. It's always difficult because you don't get to practice as consistently and in detail as you need to. And I thought the early part of the game showed that lack of flow from us. And they're a very physical team, so we got caught fouling early in the game. And I think as the game progressed, we did a better job of adapting back to game speed and all those things that you got to be used to. And we rebounded the ball better. We passed it better. We made some shots. That's the elixir for bad offense, is when guys jump up and make threes. We couldn't make layups in the first half. First 2 possessions, the second half, we go 3-3-point play, and, made a big difference.
Frank, how difficult was it to try to get in an offensive rhythm in the first half when whistles blowing every 5 seconds and your whole front line's on the bench?
Yeah, that's the officials' job. We're physical, they're physical. That's their job. They can't let the game get to a place where physicality of the game leads to problems. It's their jobs, and they did their jobs. And I thought both teams adapted after that beginning of the game. And I thought then the game started having better flow. In the second half, early in probably the first 10 minutes of the second half, our man-to-man defense was pretty good. We didn't foul. We disrupted what they were doing. Got us some open court opportunities, and I think that was the difference in the game there.
Frankie, you mentioned that lull. Do you kind of think that Silva's first dunk in the first half off of Dozier's fast break, that kind of got the crowd into it? Do you think that kind of woke up the team a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe they were passing out sleeping pills on the way into the building today, those are the kind of plays that those 2 kids are going to make for us as they go through their careers here. PJ's a heck of a passer. I think I'm understanding him better as a player, and he's starting to figure out college basketball a little bit. So I think you're seeing him a little bit more aggressive than probably he was 2-3 weeks ago. And by me understanding him better, I'm putting him in areas and in things that allows him to play through a strength. That way he can be more aggressive. And then Chris, I just said outside on the radio show, Chris is going to make my bald spot triple by the end of the year. But like I tell him, I said, Chris, I'm okay with that. We all got to make sacrifices, and my bald spot can keep growing, and you can keep messing stuff up, but just play with unbelievable energy. And he does that. He's defensively, which is funny because most young kids struggle on defense and they figure out offense. Chris defensively is actually doing a halfway decent job. It's offensively where and I don't mean from a scoring and catching stuff. I'm talking about understanding what we're doing. It's kind of where he gets lost on me a little bit. But if he's active and runs and attacks and tries to rebound the basketball, that helps us tremendously.
You kind of just answered my question a little bit, but PJ came out and really attacked the rim, got to the line 16 times.
Mm-hmm.
He said that's something y'all been telling him to do. So how nice was it to see him finally do it?
Yeah, go around the country and read the stats of all the McDonald All-Americans. I think Ben Simmons got ridiculous numbers, but all the other ones, their numbers kind of come and go a little bit, because they're trying to figure out, college basketball. It's there's a little strategy that goes into playing, and most fans think that it's just, hey, man, he's real good, just throw him out there, go hoop. Yeah, that's good at the park. But those 4 seniors that understand game planning and strategy, and they're setting screens in certain places, and they're looking for certain cuts. There's a guy on the court that doesn't play at the same speed as them or understand what they're doing. Now you got 4 seniors that are pissed at me because they're trying to get some stuff done, and so that takes time. And I think PJ's starting to understand things better, the speed, the strength of college basketball. You remember, what was it, 3 weeks ago, a month ago? How many handshakes did he commit in the first 2 minutes of every game we played? How many did he commit today? You know, he's making progress. He's understanding. And I thought he guarded pretty – he was bad in our zone defense, but in our man defense, he was pretty good.
Frank, 16 missed free throws.
Yeah.
Is it a exam break, or is it
Yeah.
just, something you guys got to work on?
No, that's – I'm not going to overreact after we shot the free throw pretty good all year. Shot it good last year. We shot it pretty good at the beginning of this year. I'm not going to – but that's believe me, that was addressed in the locker room. That I just exam week's a pain in the rear end. It really is. It's just frustrating. Guys are stressed out, and it's over with. And it's the guys that miss free throws for us are going to make free throws. PJ's like a free throw shooting champ at a certain age group there, and he missed some early in the year, and I think that bothered him a little bit in his mind. Now he's starting to see that free throw go in, which adds to his confidence. He's starting to get more aggressive, knowing that he can get to the line, which is a place he can score from.
You kind of talked about it, but the offense started out 11-0 run the second half, but the defense held them to just 1 of 13. Was it something just did more emphasis on it, or did it just come out with a better emphasis in that area? I guess.
We early in the game, we just fouled. We just offensively we missed shots, defensively we fouled, and then to start the second half, we got in there and guarded, and we try to use our bench to create depth. And I don't know. I don't want to speak for Brew and his team, but I thought their guards kind of wore down a little bit. And that's part of our game plan is, we got guys that come in off the bench and that nonstop defensive pressure on the ball and passing lanes and making guys, the other team's going to have to go into their bench a little bit, or the guys in the game just not going to be able to play at the same speed. Like Allen's a heck of a player, and he cramped up a little bit there, and it's hard to play well after cramps, But he started the game bang, 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 and then as the game progressed, those shots didn't go in as often anymore, and that's part of our game plan.
South Carolina is now nationally ranked for the first time in about almost 12 years. Is that something, how do you address that with your team? Is that something you embrace as a sign of progress that the team is making, or is it something you just don't want to talk about, you just don't want to deal with it right now, being in December?
Yeah, only thing I told the guys, because I want, it's sometimes we all lose perspective on things, and we get wrapped up in nonsense sometimes. The one thing I have told our guys is all of us that have been here for a while, remember where we were at? Well, by winning today, it's the first time that this school is at 9-0 since 1970, 71, something like that. I said, feel good about that, because that means there's a lot of players that have played here in the last 44 years that weren't able to do what you guys have accomplished, and that's a credit to them. And you got to talk about that a little bit, so they realize, hey, what we're doing is actually pretty neat. I hope our fans embrace what our guys are doing. The nationally ranked stuff, Scott, and you're going to think I'm being sarcastic and funny about this. The only thing that matters of being ranked at this time of year is that your highlights are on television every night. It's the only thing. So that means every night when people watch that one TV station, they show that dunk over and over and over on the nonstop 24-hour cycle. So it gives us a lot of, people seeing that say, holy cow, those guys are really 9-0, because eventually someone else is going to see it. And so that's an advantage. And so you'd rather be ranked for that. But you think we're going to be ranked on Monday morning if we figure out a way to drop one on Friday? You understand what I'm saying? It's neat. I feel good for our guys. It's good for our program. I would hope our fans are paying attention and they're happy with that, because it hasn't happened around here in a while. But at the same time, we can't spend time dwelling on that. We got to understand that tomorrow we got to work harder than we did yesterday. And when we play Clemson, first true road game of the year on Friday. Is it Friday? I don't even know. Is it Friday? We got to play a lot better than we played today.
Frank, speaking of Friday, you saw rivalry when you were at K-State with Kansas. this will be your fourth entry into this rivalry. Where does it stack up to some of the rivalries you've been in and some that you've seen across the country?
Yeah, the thing that's different, it's that it's not a league game, and so it makes it, it's different. But I understand the history. I comprehend it. It's important. I told our players this. It's important because this game means a lot to the guys that played here in 1970. It means a lot to the people that donate the money so we can eat $50 meals and travel in charter flights. This game means a lot to them. So we have to come out and do our jobs the right way because it's so important to so many people. It's I'm not going to sit here and tell you we need to go win. We just got to play well. And I told the team, if I told you, hey, we got to go win this game, then what if we don't? What does that mean? Our season's over? But it's an important game to the people. We're the Gamecocks. And we have a responsibility to play well every single game, but specifically this one.
Any more questions?
Thank you, guys. Who's that?